Yes, sir. And we live. What's going on? It's your boy Big Willie Styles. Big A King maybe join us a little later. You guys, dealing with these little children. We three kings in the building. And today is gonna be a little interesting today because of course, we gotta start off talking about the Lions. And so, well, as you can see,
Already, huh?
I've been on one since watching this earlier, man. And it's listen. Today was a bad one. Detroit Lions losing to the New England Patriots 29-0. And you know, if you don't mind, Big A, I might have to go off for a little bit.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Can I go ahead? Cause and you know what? You know what else? I blame you for this, Big A. You wanna know why I blame you?
Why?
Because I told you, I've been telling you for years. I said for years, I don't predict the Lions. I always say I'm a watch and see guy. I don't do no predictions on the Lions because whenever I do, it never goes right. But you say like Big A, no, you got to get on here. You got to say your predictions, man. The people gonna want to know. And by golly, look what we got going on. And watching this game, of course, we already know the situation with the defense. And then I'm sorry to say it, but a part of this game happened in which it was the same old Lions, and that's injuries. One after the mother effing other, we had to deal with injuries. And quite frankly, it was the secondary. And we already knew what the defense was going to be. But to come out and lay an egg with this offense and then have to hear the same old Lions, the same old Lions, the same old Lions. And I'm sitting here, I've been defending the Lions all summer. I've been saying, no, this is going to be different. They got an offensive line. So things is going to be a little different this year. And I've been rocking my Lions hat throughout the city, and the people have been clowning me. And I'm like, no, this is going to be different. But then you go in there and watch it today. And, it just,
Calm
it puts
down,
you
bro. Calm
it
down,
puts
bro.
you in that type of mood. It puts you in that type of mood to where you have to deal with this. And then we try to be encouraging. We being realistic about what the goals is because we felt that this team had an opportunity to do something this year, despite some of the holes, but we still felt like they was going to be competitive. Today wasn't it. The offense, we already know what the defense was, and the offense put us in a bad situation. Starting off with golf, throwing that pick into coverage at in the red zone, and then going for it on fourth down. Now, a lot of people get upset about going for it on fourth down. Me, I don't, because if you look at where they're going for it on fourth downs, every time I see them, except for that 4th and 9, but the other times I was like, go for it. We can't trust the kicker. We can't trust the defense. And we're at the point in the field where it's like you're in between whether punting or going for the field goal. And if you can't make a 4th and 2, a 4th and 1, which majority of the times they usually 4th and short, in that area, in that little gray area that you need to try to make something happen. Yeah, you gonna feel their wrath. And also the problem that I'm seeing right now that we got to identify as, we got inexperience at the head coach's position. We got inexperience at the coordinator's position, offense and defense, and then we got inexperience on the field, which leads to us having this one and awful record that we got right now. And we got hyped off the fact that Campbell went out there and got former players, but former players don't equal up to experience when it comes to that coaching. And you got an inexperienced coach, then you got inexperienced coordinators, and you see how they got outmatched today. Now, as much as trash as we talk about Matt Patricia, We knew before Matt Patricia got here, he was a hell of a coordinator. Bad coach, yeah, but he was a hell of a coordinator. And it showed today. It showed.
But everybody look like a good coordinator under Belichick, though. I ain't giving Patricia that.
See, the thing is this, so everybody tries to go and do the Belichick thing and come somewhere else, and it fails. But in that system, because they have an experienced coach, that's what it is. They have an experienced coach. They will look good under that system.
Yeah, but this my thing though too though. When you even look at it like Aaron Glenn, right? Like this the first time this draft where we got him some first round talent in the last what 4 or 5 years. All his talent been coming in the second, third, and fourth rounds. I mean, how much do we want to continue to say, well, dang, Aaron Glenn, we can't do nothing? I mean, and then like you say, also the injuries. But my thing is the offense has been getting first round talent the last 4 or 5 years. And it's like, what do we expect out of the defense? Braylon Edwards had touched on this last week and was saying we have not totally invested in the defense when it came to these drafts. You look at like I said, look at the last 4 or 5 drafts. Even look at free agency. It's been all geared towards offense, and the defense is getting the you know uh, any guy you think about on defense. I mean, outside of Okuda, right? And injuries was hurting him. But you look at any other person, we say, oh man, he a beast. Amanio, he was what, third, fourth round pick. Tracy Walker, he was an undrafted free agent. You know what I'm saying? Jerry Hughes, he was undrafted. And he, still dealing with his injury. But I mean, you go along that line, it's like even Alcarado, he was a late round. So it's like, what more can we keep expecting out of the defense when we not investing in it?
Which
I'm gonna say this. Brad Holmes can't screw this draft up. This next one, he can't screw this up.
Not even just the draft, Big A, but off-season period.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this. Right now, defensively, I said there is no lock. Maybe because we had to draft Rodrigo and we had to draft Hutchinson. But looking at this defense, I said we could upgrade it all. Mm-hmm. Every position out there, we need to go into free agency trying to upgrade. I don't care, because at this point, we done seen enough of these guys that we got right now, and it's not panning out to be nothing. There should be nothing, no more focus more than getting some playmakers and getting something on this defense, not only in the draft, but in free agency.
But Big Willie, once again, this takes us back to the draft. They should not be looking at offensive side to fourth round. First, second, and third rounds and I'll probably give you the third if you just get a steal that fall in that third. But defense need to be the focus.
Right.
Like, we got to get playmakers. I mean, we can't continue to go in these second, third rounds, and it's just like we throwing them away, man. Like, we gotta invest into the defense, man.
Now, of course, after another loss, we get the fire chance, either fire the head coach or fire the coordinators. Like I said, I'm still not on that kick because, like you said, we need the players. But looking at what's been transpiring today, the inexperience is showing. It showed. And I think that's a problem. And I think that goes on to the GM too, because the GM is the one doing the hiring.
Most definitely.
And I know, and I know that Campbell one of the guys that he can feel comfortable with, but you're putting together guys that this is basically like their first jobs all together, and it's really nobody with that experience as far as a head coaching and coordinators goes on this staff. And then we got the players that's inexperienced in themselves, and this is the outcome. Honestly, we didn't really realize it because we were so exasperated by the fact that he got former players that they know how to play, but we got to realize some guys know how to play, but they may not know how to coach and motivate properly or know how to scheme right. And we got to have a come to Jesus moment about what's going on right now, is because watching that game today, you see how badly we got out coached, not just outplayed, but we got out coached.
I'll say that once we can get Aaron Glenn the tools, man. I'll say that. I'm gonna wait to see and say that when Aaron Glenn gets the tools, the proper tools that he needs.
Yeah, but how long? But how long we gonna have to wait for that?
I mean, like I say, the thing about it, we have not invested in the defense. It's been all offense, whether it's free agent pickups, whether it's the draft. I mean, honestly, think about it, the last 4 or 5 drafts that we had, the only talent that we drafted in the first and first rounds, let's just say that, was Jeff Okudah and Aiden Hutchinson. The rest has been geared totally offense.
So we needed a balance. So that's we got
for sure.
So we got to put some of this on Brad Holmes' shoulder to the weight. Yeah,
most definitely. Like, my thing about it is like, to try to say, well, Aaron Glenn, I need you to go out there and get me a Ravens defense. Give me some Ravens players. Invest in the defense. Invest in some of those first round picks. Stop moving up and keep getting the offensive side. We have to give Aaron Glenn some playmakers. Josh Pascal should not have been drafted. Brad Holmes. That does nothing for our defense.
And even though Sewell struggled today against Judon, and it was a solid pick, but it's a guy out there that we could have got that's looking like he's about to be defensive player of the year this year. And Michael Parsons.
I was a Michael Parsons guy. You know how I was screaming about Michael Parsons. It's just some of those guys, man. It's just like when you see him.
When you see him,
it's just like, you already know, man, this guy, he's just a home wrecker, man. That's what he gonna be. But my thing about it is just like, there's no way we should go into this next draft and be looking at the offensive side, man.
Not at all. Not at all.
The only way you're looking at that offensive side in these first 2 rounds, if a Bryce Young quarterback or somebody is there. But we have to get playmakers on defense. Once again, the leading tackler of the game was Deshaun Elliott. What position does Elliott play?
Safety.
Big Willie?
Safety. And he was hurt too. He got hurt a couple of times too.
Like, come on, man. Like, we ain't got no thumpers up there, man. Like, none of that, man. So it's just like, we have to, like I say, I not that I'm giving Glenn a pass, but I'm not going to ding this man where we asking him to do a job and we ain't giving him the right tools, bro. We asking Glenn to turn a flathead screw with a Phillips screwdriver, bro. Like, come on, man.
What's up, man? What's going on,
man?
Man?
What's up, man, fellas, man? Yeah. Listen, man, Big A, man, you spot on, man. Like,
hey, come on, bro.
You cannot sit up here. You ask Aaron Glenn to turn like you said, a Ravens defense, and you can't do it if you don't have the talent for that defense. You're not gonna win any games.
No.
This is the first game that the Lions got embarrassed from top to bottom. All the games they even lost, they was competitive. Mm-hmm. This game was not competitive today.
And this is partly, and I put the blame, like, and that's what I said. I jumped the gun with saying, like, we can't blame Goff. But Goff had an opportunity to set the tone today.
You're right.
He had an absolute opportunity to set the tone, and he's throwing in the red zone into double coverage, and they pick it off, and it just went downhill from there.
Mm-hmm. That was the turning point of the game.
That was the turn, and usually that's a part of that SOL that we usually go through with the Lions, is always either a penalty or a turnover that just completely and that happened today.
Mm-hmm.
That turnover happened. Then the injuries just started going back to back, and then you're going for it on the fourth downs and not getting in. Then you go for it on 4th and 9, and then you get a strip sack to the house, and just every time we get across, because we got across the, into the red zone several times, and we got over to that other side, and we couldn't convert because they even said it. If you listen to the game, they even said, "Listen, this is where Belichick gets his keys from when he's like he don't mind giving up this amount of yards, but once you get to this point, that's when things start shutting down."
Yeah.
And they're familiar with Goff and know how he operates. He's always during that era, he's trying to do that dink and dunk, and those DBs sat on those routes, on those 4th and 2s and those short routes when they tried to get it out there, and they couldn't turn off because they knew what was about to happen.
Hey, Big Willie, how about this, right? When we was in the draft, right? And if you remember when the Lions passed up on Malik Willis, right? And if you remember me saying, I'm like, man, we have to get a quarterback this draft, right? Why not go get Zappe, a guy we know he's a gunslinger. He led the nation in passing yards and touchdowns. And it's like, here you got Belichick, who has Mac Jones. This is their franchise quarterback. But this is a guy who been around the league for a while. A guy that understands things happen. You need to have a quality backup behind you. And here we go getting beat by a guy that we had an opportunity to draft. And that's what I'm saying. It's just like these guys get in these drafts and they just take this draft like for granted. Like Zappe is a guy that we had an opportunity to draft and was drafted in the 4th round by the Patriots, who already have their franchise quarterback.
And look the way he played last week against Green Bay.
Like, come on, man.
He played pretty well against Green Bay last week. He didn't turn around. He didn't turn around. Look what he did today. And he didn't have to do much. He didn't have to do much. The defense took care of that today.
And it's just crazy to me when it's just like, we people, like I said, we want to talk about the defense so bad. And it's just like, listen, even to the thing about what some people want to talk about, Aiden's a bust. Look, Aiden is the only thing on that line and he's the rookie.
Now, we'll have to say this there, Big A. He got some work to do. Right now, I think he has some work to do. Akeem Talib, he had pointed it out. He got to work on some moves, which I'm seeing him right now. He's trying to go off of his athleticism and what he used to. But yeah, he's gonna have to develop, which is part of the game. But it's not something that we should always be focusing on, thinking that this rookie was gonna make that much of a difference.
And listen, that's my thing. Listen, I want y'all to understand this and hear me clearly. Myles Garrett had 7 sacks his first year. So it's things you have to work on. And if you even look at it, man, they lining Aiden all up and down that line because really he's the only thing that we're getting any pressure on. Man, they putting the boy in the 3 technique. You know what I'm saying? Just so we can try to get something. But the thing about it, to expect this guy to come in, I don't care who it was, whether it's Trayvon Walker, Thibodeau, or whatever the case is. Listen, you can't look and say like, oh, this guy was supposed to just come in and turn this whole defense. Because one thing you got to also understand, as linemen, especially D linemen, your thing is to keep everything contained, keep everything within, right? And sometimes the play is just for you to eat a block up.
Yeah.
Did you not hear me say the safety led the team in tackles?
Tackles.
Where your linebackers at?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, y'all got to understand this thing, to just think Aiden was going to come in and this defense was just going to be, all world beaters and like, nah, man. No,
that one man is not going to change,
thing, man.
Well, that Hutchinson was not just going to come in and just change. It's going to change the culture just like that. He wasn't going to do that. People want to say, oh, well, Michael Parsons did it with the Dallas Cowboys had some talent on their defense. They have a
Michael
defensive
Parsons
corner.
got a $100 million in on the other side of him.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Aiden Hutchinson don't have that on the other side of him.
And that's why I say everybody is up for on this defense. Listen, you got to make an overhaul like you ain't never seen before in this organization because there's nothing I'm seeing out of anybody that warrants me to say, "Hey, let's keep them."
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, except for the rookies that we just got. Of course, we got to keep them, but everybody else can go. In my opinion, everybody else can be upgraded. And we got the money now, so we getting some of them dead contracts off of us. We got to do something, man, because we can't just keep on. We can't keep on saying that we going through this. We've been going through this young and inexperienced thing for the past 5 to 7 years, man. Come on. At some point in time, we can't keep leaning on that. At some point in time, somebody got to show up. Some got to.
But this the thing. Out of 7 years, Big Willie, you only drafted twice in the first round on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Like what? How do we continue to? We want somebody to keep make like you want me to make you a Mustang with Nissan parts. Like I mean,
listen. I'm asking.
You broke up.
I hit my mute. I'm looking for defense, and more.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, we should most definitely be going after Raekwon Smith. Throw the house. Listen, let's not act like we didn't have Khalil Mack here, and we let him run off to Chicago, and it was just a money thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, man.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? One of our favorite guys, Ndamukong Suh, is still sitting out there. We can bring him back home for a minute. It wouldn't hurt. It's like it's not going to hurt. Oh man, but is it too early, or can we say it right now? Is the season over for the Lions, fellas?
It's up in the air right now. I mean, they got the bye week coming up. Some guys that's been hurt, they can heal up, for the next, for the next upcoming game. So I'm not. It's up in the air to see if this is over or not. I mean, if we lose this next game after the bye week, then our season is pretty much done.
Yeah, you know what? I'm close. I'm close to it, but I'm not really seeing the light at the end of the tunnel right now.
No.
And I don't want it to be a bad season, of course, because like I said, last season, the first half of the season it was bad. Second half, that's when we got more competitive. So we figured the next step will be us being competitive throughout the whole season. And honestly, we have been the first several games, except for today, in which it just looked at bad all around.
And then it's a 17-game season. You're gonna have one of those games. You're gonna have a bad game. You like nothing goes your way. It happens in the NFL. It happens in all sports. You're gonna have that bad game. And then the Lions picked the wrong time to have that bad game against a third string quarterback with Bill Belichick. Is a mastermind when it comes to defense, and it was bad all around for everything. So I just think it's the season. Can the Lions could turn around? Maybe. We know they're not going to. The way they look, they're not going to make the wild card unless other teams just in the NFC just fall apart.
Maybe so. I mean, because the Rams lost today. They're kind of getting a little rocky right now, so it's a possibility. I'm not. I'm not holding up on giving up just yet because, like I said, there's still some ways we could make this happen, of course. But man, it was tough today. It was tough today. No, Miss man, what's going on, man? Look like you wanted to say something, man. You might. Is you muted? Yeah. There you go.
Okay, there we go. There we go. What up, though, y'all?
What's happening, man?
Man, y'all just pretty much saying everything I've been saying for the last 6 months. I mean, I can't be shocked. One thing people gotta understand, man. I just said this, like when you was on my podcast and I mentioned the whole Ndamukong Suh scenario, and I said he came in, there were veterans there on that defense. That's another thing. Like people were making trying to make Aiden save the world, and it's like he don't even have his starting lineup with him. That's another problem. Like, and then okay, and I could saw today, like, and I agree, he do need to work on some of his movements. But like the thing I'm seeing with this team, why, and it just hit me, it was so obvious. Like the thing why they just play like this is partially because everything's too raw for them. They don't never get enough time. We fire coaches too soon. It's at this point I'm realizing that that's the truth. We fire people too soon, and like as soon as things get ugly, we want them off the team, but we don't let them get a chance to build the roster up. Like you even got people right now with the other basketball team wanting Casey gone in a couple years, and he ain't had a chance to really get his team going now yet. So that's something we got to change.
But you know, it was, I'm glad you mentioned something like that, Varge, when people wanted Casey gone, and he because the Pistons not doing anything and stuff. But people want to talk about, oh, let's get rid of Dan Campbell and this whole coaching staff. You have to go through some growing pains to get better. That's the same thing with the Pistons. They had to go through some growing pains to get better. I'm just tired that people want to talk about fire Dan Campbell, fire them, this and that. It takes time. You got a bunch of young players. It's going to take time to get better.
That's people going off emotions. Of course, that's basically, they seeing what's going off emotions, and the first thing they say is fire. I don't know too many coaches that got fired in year 2. Especially coming in with what we had going, or the disaster that we came from. You can't expect, like you say, can't expect it to happen overnight. But we did want to see some progression. But like I reiterate earlier, a lot of that is because of not the inexperience on the field as well as the coaching staff. There was no mix, and we're seeing the resonance of what's happening of that, because we didn't. Brad Holmes and Campbell didn't do, to me, a good enough job mixing, guys that with experience and guys that's up and coming, and we're paying for that right now. Yep, unfortunately, we're paying for that right now, because as much as we like those guys, when it comes down to on that field, we can't say, oh well, he's a player. The players love him, and he's a player's coach, and we see them out there on the field, and they're getting out coached by guys with experience, and listen, what you're doing out there, I know, I see that coming, because you're not experienced. And it's
but you got to remember too, though, the key factor you also leaving out, those guys got better players also too.
Hey, guys got. Hey, hold on, those guys got Jelani Savai sitting over there being the starter on the defense right now.
Yeah, but see, we ain't got no Judon neither.
Yeah, that's true. It's a combination of things, man. It ain't just like better veteran players. We can go out there and spend some money. The last regime, the guy we just faced today, he brought veteran players to the team. The problem was they didn't have the right ones. Yeah, he didn't bring the right ones, and he didn't bring the right coaches, and they didn't have the right concepts hold the team together properly. And they was thinking too many things.
This team guys that was inexpensive.
Exactly.
Right. And we seen it do that a lot, is bring guys in that's inexpensive, or they can play, but they're not playmakers. We don't have no playmakers.
All your cap on them. That's the sad part about it. This regime is actually trying to get guys for cheaper, but the problem is that's all the money they had anyway, so they wouldn't go get nobody that was good for the team. So we got to give them a chance.
We about to have money now. So damn it,
like everybody talking about, fire this person, man. Listen, man, it's gonna take time, right? Like they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. But Brian Holmes, Dan Campbell, we do have to get better in the off-season stuff, man. Like Alizone, he shouldn't be on this team next year, man. Like I know
we've shout out to Alizone for doing what he did for the time that he did it, but enough's enough. All right, enough's a goddamn enough.
I know that's your guy Campbell and all of that. Look, as a coach, you afforded those type of things, but man, you can't afford to be putting a guy in the starting role. And when there's opportunities for you to bring in somebody better, and you're not doing that, like, come on, we ain't doing that.
Because you're trying to be loyal.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Listen, if Dan Campbell really want to be taken serious as being his head coach, he's gonna have to make them tough decisions. Like, listen, I know you want to be a player's guy, but damn it, there's we don't have nothing to show for it right now. There's nothing to show for what you being a player's guy, and these players like you, and you're bringing in guys that they're built tough, and they're biting. Ain't nobody biting no damn. I hope we don't die away from this bite kneecap shit, and just get to the nitty gritty and get some guys in here that can make some damn plays. I'm sorry.
Enough of the cheap talk. All the we got guys there we love and blue collar chip and they good on special teams.
I'm tired of the blue.
Special teams part kills me.
Listen, I'm tired of the fuck. Listen, I'm sorry. I'm tired of the blue collar stuff, man.
Hey,
Let that blue collar. I need some dogs, man. I don't need no collars. I need some dogs now. Fuck the blue. Fuck the lunch pail bullshit. Going to work. I need some dogs, man.
Language.
Listen, I told you I'm going off today. I'm off my Jack and Coke today.
But this my thing is like I say, you when you looking and one guy that I was pretty much high on, Devin Lloyd, which we had an opportunity to draft that guy. This guy's leading in defensive rookie of the year. He led his team today with 11 tackles, bro. We have not yet had a linebacker, I don't think this year reached double digits in tackles, and we've been having some teams run on us, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Run on us, throwing on us, whatever you say. Look at this. Go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead, bro.
And I look at when we talk about this young team we have that's inexperienced. Look what the New York Football Jets did today. They're 3-2. They're young. They has a lot of energy. We could have got Sauce Gardner. Well, no, he had a pick today. I think it was a pick 6. Look at the New York Jets. They are 3-2. Look at the New York Giants. The Giants are 4-1. The hell they've been going through. And we sit up here as the Detroit Lions. We sit up here and it's like we just get these nice talent and then we just it don't show it. Look at the Eagles. They got some mixture of veterans and some young players. Everybody talked about Jalen Hurts. Can he make that next step? Can he do this? Can he do that? The Eagles are 5-0 now. The Lions should be better than what they are. And it starts up top. And they got to get this cleared up quick.
I'm glad I let you go first because
you're on mute, Willie. You're on mute.
Oh.
Well, it looks like Willie having some technical difficulties, so we can't hear you, Big Willie. Go ahead, No,
I was gonna say I'm glad my man just went first because basically I think what the Lions don't do is that they don't pick something that works and stick with it. That's another problem. I'm noticing that with other teams. Like, yeah, they younger than us or just as young as we are, but they pick something that they see going well for them, and they kind of stick with it and make it a part of the game plan, and then they go from there on out. Lions don't do that. They just don't.
The one thing, like I say, man, the off-season acquisitions, free agency, the draft, it just has to be better, man. And like I said, I'm not ready to be Aaron Glenn this, Aaron Glenn that. Like, good God, man. Like, how much can the man do when, we ain't giving the man nothing? Like, we acting as if the defense is just straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, we acting as if, we ain't got to worry about the defense. Like, look at Kansas City, man. Like, they know their offense can put up 40, but they still trying to get that defense together, man. Like,
yeah, that's true. I look
I
at
think you're gonna have to go out and come back in. We can't hear you.
Can't hear you, Big Willie.
Yeah, it's just like, we do some things with the Lions, man, and it just scratch your head. You have regime saying they didn't want to go get N'Kobe Dean because of a shoulder issue, but then you draft Josh Pascal. And then you draft Drake J-Mo, which I understand he's a talent, but you gotta wait to see if that's gonna pan out.
Right.
Like we talking about a guy that's coming off an ACL, tear, man. You gotta wait to see if that's gonna even pan out.
I actually had my mic turned down because I thought I was yelling too loud. That's why y'all couldn't hear me. I had to check my mic.
So it's like some of the moves they make is just like, man, like 1 + 1 is 2 all day long, but it seems like the Lions want to make 1 + 1 = 3. Like I just don't get it sometimes. Like like in that draft, Willie, we were scratching our heads with some of the decisions that was being made.
Yes.
And now we're seeing the ramifications of it. We're seeing the ramifications of it.
But this the thing though. This has been the last 4 drafts that we've been like, what are y'all doing? Like, what was the thought behind this?
Listen, if it ain't obvious, then it's obvious now where we need to go. And it's quite frankly, like I said today, it was a hard watch. And like I said, I'm not quite yet ready to.
No.
But I'm damn close. I'm damn close. So we're gonna have to see. I don't know. And then now, especially now with all the injuries that we had, especially in the secondary. You just can't go out there and just pick out DBs out the blue and expect them to do some things.
That's a fact.
It's like I know I'm been hearing it. You're gonna hear that SOL talk. But it was warranted today.
Yeah.
I gotta admit it was warranted today, and that's why I had to, because I've been I don't usually defend the Lions. I used to be like, okay, it is what it is. You just gotta watch and see. But I've been on and listen. It's gonna be different. Trusting Brad Holmes and like I said, this stuff and that, and they just went ahead and made me drink today, man. I didn't want to have a drink today, but I had to.
Yeah, you went on.
That's what
I had to, man. Happen. I'm sorry. So that's why I'm maybe a little exasperated today. But God dang it, they make you do it sometimes, man. But you know what? Enough of that.
Switch up.
So we gotta get into some Spartan talk.
Hold on.
Oh, that's evil.
We got to talk Wolverine talk first.
Before we do any college football talk, man, prayers up to Mike Hart, man.
Yes.
He suffered a seizure yesterday, and he was hospitalized in Bloomington. So I know they said he was staying a night last night. So hopefully he's home, you know what I'm saying? But prayers up to him and his family. Hopefully, everything is good with him.
It is a scary situation. And if anybody has, ever experienced, dealing with somebody with seizures, it does put you in a different type of state.
It does.
It's scary. It's very scary. It looks like as if it's a life or death situation. Seeing that, and I know from personal experience because I have a family member who went through those a couple of times when I was younger, and it changed me to this day. I still visualize and see that. So seeing that on the sideline, I know that really affected the players, especially Corum and Edwards being that they was close with Mike Hart. It could definitely turn you out and trying to put yourself back in the game mode.
Listen, really difficult. If you have never experienced somebody having a seizure, it will rattle you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I hate the fact, like Big Willie said, not to say we was used to that, but he had a family member. We all grew up together, and we kind of knew how to be calm in such a chaotic situation like that. And if you never experienced nobody doing it, it's gonna be hard to get back into a game. I will most definitely. Because after that, what happened? Our whole day was on chill mode for the rest because of what just happened.
Or just happened.
I couldn't imagine having to still have to play a game, especially if you're not used to something like that.
Exactly. It's like, but they still end up pulling it out 31-10, but it was a bit sloppy. I got to admit.
You know what? What I want to say is, on top of the Mike Hart situation, but on top of also Michigan looking ahead. Michigan not wanting to show too much because they know Penn State on the bye, Penn State watching. And it was just like, but you could tell after that second half listen, we know what happened. Okay, coaches, open this thing up. And once that thing was opened up, it was a different game.
Yeah.
Now, can I make an observation? How long we gonna keep asking to open this? We've been asking to open this offense up for years now.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point in time, we was used to be blaming the quarterbacks. You know, Big A used to be hard on. Listen, man, if they don't keep this and doing that. But at some point in time, now I'm seeing because we got that type of quarterback in there that can do it, and it still seems to be.
But think about this, Willie. Think about this. Once again, we had to make coaching changes. That's another thing. Like, when can we keep the same, the same coordinators? You know what I'm saying?
But even with the change of the coordinators, we still doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? We done had several different coordinators, and it still seems like the offense is still kind of. I believe it's still maybe going through the hardball and how he wants to run the show. And he's a running type of coach, which I'm a running type of guy too. I like to run type of thing too. But the way the game is going now, if you don't have it to where you can, especially if you got to go up against the Alabamas and the Georgias and the guys with speed, if you don't have it to where you can confuse these defense, son, and they not know what's coming, they gonna sit down on this stuff. And you see what happened in the championship game against Georgia. They knew what was coming. They knew it was either gonna be a hand up or a short.
But you gotta look at it too. Like, when you're saying trying to open it up, we didn't have that type of caliber of quarterback to open up anything.
But we do now.
Like, yeah, most definitely. But like I say, you could tell the game plan where it's like, listen, we got Indiana here, and we just trying to get through this game as vanilla as possible. But like I say, I mean, when you got a coach that's that had a seizure, bro, we can't act like that didn't have an effect. We can't act like that.
It did to me to a degree, because like I said, I had to rewatch it today. It did to a degree, as far as like, the guys getting up more than what they did. But a lot of it wasn't the players. It was the coaching, Big A. Because if you sat there and you listen to them commentate, they was telling what the play was going to be.
Yeah.
When the play was going on, so I can't say it was the players in the commentators. Like, listen, they telling you like this is about to be a run. They sending the guy out on they motion the guy over. It's calling his run. Oh, there's the run, and that's what it's like. Frankly, he's sitting there eating this up because like it's becoming predictable, and that's what I'm trying to say.
But this is also a game of chess. That's a good thing. Let you think it's gonna be that, because also when they did call it the one time, he pulled it and they threw that touchdown to Schoolmaker on the sideline.
Yeah, that was a hell of a play call too.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah,
so,
you know what? Yeah, when Michigan didn't, they in the first half, and with the Mike Hart situation, and after that, they did not take Indiana seriously. Indiana is not a bad football team. They're gonna play hard, and Michigan early in the first half had opportunities to take the lead. They should have took the lead when when Maryland blocked that field goal. He was like, okay, what's going on, Michigan? And then they turned around. Michigan responded. They blocked the field goal back, and that part right there, and that gave Michigan the momentum, the confidence going into the halftime, and then it just carried over. Their defense is carried over in the second half. And like I said last time I was on the show, I said Michigan defense is faster and quicker when they had Ajabo and Hutchinson.
And that's because they got a lot of guys on all the levels, and and it's good to see what's going on with the guys up front. They're looking pretty good.
That's a fact.
And
let me get in there a bit, Willie, because one stat I want to give everybody that keep talking about Michigan's pass rush, we don't have it with David Ajabo and Aiden Hutchinson leaving. Last year at this time, Michigan only had 14 sacks. This year at this time, Michigan has 22 sacks. I said this at the beginning of the year, you wasn't going to have majority of your sacks coming from two people. This was gonna be by committee, and I like that because you don't know where it's gonna come from.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, you know, and then this is the thing people got to understand. Indiana always give Michigan a game. There's ties there. Mike Hart used to coach there, so it's like Daryl say, we not if Indiana was in the Big Ten West, they'd be number one.
Yep.
Like so. That's the thing. Indiana always gives Michigan a game, but like I say, with the whole thing of them calling the vanilla game in the first half, Mike Hart, that situation happening, and then them looking up like, oh dang, it's a game now. Let's stop playing. And you could tell you could tell from the start, the switch was flipped. Boom, let's stop playing, man.
First off, Big A. Big A, you still doing the lawyer thing with Harbaugh?
What you mean?
Remember last year you kept saying you was his lawyer?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Listen, man, I listen. I'm a Harbaugh. Listen, is Harbaugh perfect? Heck no. Because Harbaugh doing that little flirt thing with the NFL is the reason why our class is where it's at right now. But I know we gonna pull up out of this. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Harbaugh, you know, he had to prove some things, and you know, there was some things, you know, with the AD and all of that. But I'm not finna be up like, oh well, Harbaugh is Harbaugh. Like, people got to remember where we was at before Harbaugh got here. We wasn't pulling no recruits out of Georgia. We wasn't pulling no recruits out of Alabama and all that stuff.
Right.
So,
well, shit, you had was it Brady Hoke and who else before that? Rich Rodriguez.
Yeah, man.
I got a take here that's gonna be, I don't want to say interesting, but this is the way I see it. I'm on both sides between you and Willie because I do believe Harbaugh is still in his usual 90s ways, as King said a minute ago, where he just wants to run. But people have to understand this too. J.J. McCarthy, when he hurt during the offseason, and two, isn't a lot to put on a young quarterback to ask him to really try to swing the ball as much as possible.
And that's the thing too, you know, he didn't really get his spring ball, like, you know, and that's the thing. People are a lot of like, oh, what you do for me lately type things, and people forget, hey, it was that run that made Ohio State where people, oh dang, they is soft. So let's not act like let's not go there.
Now also,
Haskins,
now also, Big A, I also had to come to realization too. Now, another reason why this, you know, we have to be a little on the safe side when it comes to McCarthy as well too, because McNamara is not back yet.
That's a fact.
So we can't risk it. So that could have been a little bit another.
And that's what I'm saying. People like, we gotta pump the brakes. We gotta understand, right? It's like when you playing checkers, you're thinking about that first jump, right? But in chess, you got to think about, okay, if I take this pawn, am I in line of fire of that rook? Am I in line of fire of that? You have to think those type of moves.
You don't know how to play no chess, Big A. You don't know nothing about no chess, man.
But
listen, I taught Bobby Fischer, baby. What you talking about?
But, you know, them the things you got to think about. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, we got to realize, right? You know, they be throwing a little sprinkles in here when they got to, right? Because there's another thing you got to remember, Willie. When they was pointing out, oh man, he moving the tight end to the right. It's gonna be a run to the right. Iowa thought the same thing, and they bit hard, switched their whole line to the defense. When they called height, Schoonmaker put that foot in the ground, went back, and then here comes a reverse with Ronnie Bell. So it's Willie,
it's a kind of rock them to sleep type of thing.
Yeah.
And the thing is it's telling that, listen, you know what's coming. You just have to stop it. And then when you got guys up front that you know that you believe in, you're gonna run it, gonna listen. You know what's coming, you're just gonna have to stop it. But at some point in time,
too, though, Willie, there's also wrinkles to that too. Because Iowa was watching that same thing. Oh, when they motion that tight end over, that run is coming to that side. But when Height got called, Schoonmaker hit that thing back the other way. Ronnie Bell coming around with the reverse. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not gonna act like it didn't frustrate me, but me after watching the game, and I'm like, dang, dude, because I'm thinking like,
You had to
dude,
calm
it's
down
a
a little
seizure,
bit.
man. You
Yeah.
good, man. But to somebody that never experienced that, it looks like death. We know that, Willie.
Yeah, of
And
course,
it
of course.
feels like that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
All,
but-
all I know is this. For some weird reason, I can't help but feel like this team gonna be in the national championship game in the next year or two.
I mean, they could be in
Check that.
this year.
They
They
could
gotta
be in
get
there
to
this
this
year.
year. Yeah, so but we know who's not gonna be in there though.
Oh, that was a good alley. Go ahead, Daryl. This
Go
your
ahead,
segment.
Daryl.
Hey, you know what? Listen here, man.
Oh,
Listen.
Hey, I like
Listen,
how you do that loud with me.
Listen here, man. I didn't see the game. I was
I
at
did.
work. I was at work all day. I worked the hell on my birthday yesterday. I was.
Happy birthday to you too, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Happy birthday, man.
Indeed.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, man. But six touchdowns again, like last year. CJ Stroud threw for 12 touchdowns and 1 interception combined against us. I mean, it's the same old thing again. I mean, Michigan said we got that pick six, and that was CJ Stroud and the wide receiver, and then it wasn't on the right page, on the same page.
Correct.
We got a pick six, of that. But Peyton Thorne, he's once again, he I don't know what the interception he was throwing, the double coverage, and I don't know what.
The one he threw to Reed with triple coverage, bro. I'm like, look,
that's
I
what
know
he's
that's
talking
your boy.
about.
Y'all
That's
been
what he's
playing
talking about.
since the 6th grade, but good.
Like, God, you would. Where are you looking at? That man, he's not gonna beat three defenders, man. Like, come on, man. I just knew then. It's like the game. The game is. We all knew that, man. It's like Ohio State just overwhelming. They, way better team, and we got hit in the mouth. Gave up 49 points.
Well, at least it wasn't 49 in the first half.
I
At least it went to the third quarter, and of course, man. Listen, Marvin Harrison Jr. just sunned y'all whole secondary.
He destroyed us, man. That one beautiful touchdown. Oh my goodness,
that was a nice one, but man,
I mean, come on, man. Even the man learned from his daddy, man. His daddy was a Hall of Fame. You know what I mean?
The thing with them boys, man, if you let them get clean, get offs, all of that stuff, man, it's gonna be a long night for you, bro. You got to get physical with them boys, man.
Yeah, and then Ohio State didn't even have their other two playmakers.
And they running back got hurt again. Henderson got hurt again.
It just showed. Then I saw clips of the press conference with Mel Tucker saying, "Well, I'm not gonna get rid of the coaching staff, and we still need to work on it." Hazelton needs to go, man. He needs to go.
That man getting paid $1 million. He one of the highest paid D coordinators in the country.
So you got highest paid defensive coordinators, and then one of the highest paid coaches, and y'all coming out looking like this.
But that's the thing, though. But this the thing what people not understanding, and that's the thing that a lot of Spartan fans not understanding. Wherever Tuck went, his defense was trash, and he's a defensive guy. He's a secondary guy.
Yeah, what the defense is doing in Colorado.
Yeah, what they do with the Bears. That's why he was out of there.
Mm-hmm. It was just sad, man. Like I said, I'm not. I mean, of course, it was Ohio State, but and then look at we got to play Wisconsin next week. I mean, Wisconsin, they won. Although they played Northwestern, but you could see Wisconsin, that team. You could see the difference. Their confidence is built up. You could see they play hard for interim coach Jim Leonard. Yeah. They play hard, and they come to East Lansing. It ain't gonna be a good look, man. I don't. We're not gonna. I don't.
And that was at home too. That's the thing about it. It was at home, and like I watched that game, Daryl. I watched that game. It was they had a small smidgen glimpse of which they could have made some noise, but they just could not. They was not getting no pressure. Of course, CJ Stroud is good. They get the ball out quick. So if you're not getting pressure on them, they gonna get out the ball quick. And then the wide receivers was sitting down in the zones and they routes. It was just getting picked a
They
part.
was playing off. That's what they do. They play off so much. They giving tight ends, running backs,
They
giving
play off, and
wide.
then they give up. Yeah, they give up a lot, man. Because like I said, because they can't, they're not a man up type of players he got yet. They have to try to do something. But go ahead, Big A.
Even with me, like I can't stand Sparty guts. Like nothing about Sparty do I care about. Like I love that my trash can is green for recycling. Like I put the nastiest stuff ever in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the one thing I have to say, I am not used to seeing Sparty so soft on defense, bro.
That is true.
I am not used to seeing Sparty not being able to run the ball. Like
not all the years of my life, I've never seen this bad.
Yes, like,
and why Big A, you hit the nail on the head because, like you said, you're not used to seeing Sparty this soft on defense, and you're not used to not seeing them be able to run the ball. And those are two staples of Michigan State that they're known for. You're gonna get them. They're gonna have a nice running game. They got a nice running back or two, and then but the defense. And that's the thing with D'Antonio. He had those guys humming on defense. I was like, them guys was humming, and seeing this guy, like you said, Tucker, who is a defensive guy, come in and see how soft this defense looks, man.
It's still not making no adjustments.
Like, a lot of people, like Scotty Hazelton, you saying he run the defense, but Mel Tucker came out himself and said he was taking over the secondary, and it has not gotten better.
It's got even worse. It's got even worse.
It has not gotten better.
It's worse. It's way worse than this year than way last year.
Yeah.
I don't really, like I said, Big A, Big Willie, and we already know Ohio State was going to beat us. I mean, I'm not going to get real too big on it, on that game. It was Ohio State, so I mean, our season is pretty much already done. Yeah. I mean, we're probably ain't gonna beat Wisconsin. We damn sure we ain't gonna beat y'all. We probably only win we may get.
So y'all next games is Wisconsin,
Michigan,
week.
Illinois, who is ranked now.
Illinois look good.
Yeah, they do. Rutgers,
even though they just beat Iowa 9-6 this past week.
Right?
But you know what? Iowa, besides when they play Michigan, Iowa always give people problems.
Yeah, they gonna do that. That's Iowa. That's Iowa, of course. Yeah.
And then y'all got Illinois, Rutgers, Indiana, and Penn State. And right now, y'all sitting at 2-4. You got to win 6 games to get to a bowl game. You got 2, 4, 6 games. So you got to win 4 out of your next 6.
Yeah, we're not doing that, though. We're not. I'm being a real, and some of these real, that I was, and shout out to, Lock On Spartans podcast, and I was listening to that a little earlier, and you get some of these Spartans, saying on the comments, man, just like,
delusional?
Man. Yeah, delusional. Just you're not being a real Spartan, man. It's like, it's just like, Peyton Thorne, he just needs some help. Peyton Thorne can't read defenses. This is the problem. He can't read defenses. He's throwing in triple coverages.
Y'all gonna end up in the Happy's Pizza Bowl. That's what y'all gonna end up.
I mean, we got our backup. We got our backup quarterback.
Listen to their next 6 that they got to win 4 out of: Wisconsin, Michigan, Illinois, Rutgers, Indiana, and Penn State. Indiana gonna throw the ball 60 times a game.
Yeah. And our backup quarterback, he gave a little spark. That came in. I know Mel Tucker's not gonna replace Peyton Thorne. Not gonna put him out there. Yeah, but Kim look like he could be our future.
But you gotta also look at it too like this. Kim always getting in when the game is just done.
Right. So, but I think what Mel Tucker need to do, hey, practice this week. Practice all this week. We're gonna see how it's gonna go. If we have to go down to, play Kim, you see how it goes. Peyton Thorne has to sit out, but I know Mel Tucker is not going to do that.
Nah, they're going to.
He's not going to do that. They're gonna roll with Thornton, and then it's like Peyton Thornton. He plays terrible at home, but he plays decent on the road, and we still lose.
So
I'm
how
not
much? How much time did Thorne got left? He probably
I
got
think
another year because of that COVID.
he got another
thing, huh?
year. Yeah, he got another year.
Yeah.
I'm not. Like I said, it was. I mean, of course, it was going to be embarrassing in Ohio State, but we'll see what happens when they play. We play Wisconsin next week. Will we can we win the game? Maybe. I don't know. I just don't have no. I just don't have no faith. I just think the season's done. Being a realist Spartan, and some of these other Spartans just delusional. I don't know why, but I don't read too much. I'm too much nothing about to say about this Ohio State Michigan State game. We knew.
I ain't gonna lie
wrap,
though.
so
One guy
we look forward to Wisconsin.
I feel bad for his Reed, man, because it's like, dang, you should have came out last year, man.
Indeed.
Reed got some talent, man, but it's just like when you that guy, everybody's gonna focus on him, and it's like Thorne, you can't lock in on that dude, man. That pick you threw, he had 3 guys around him, bro.
Three
I was like that pick, JJ threw to Ronnie. It's like, come on, dog, like.
Yeah, in the end zone,
man.
Right.
Yeah.
So enough Spartan talk. This is W3Kingz.
Thank you, man.
We had to let you vent, Daryl, but of course, we already know. I still can't wait to the week of Michigan State. It's still gonna be fun. It's just gonna be less enthusiastic because Spartan is down.
Are we gonna get to some Pistons talk?
Yeah, we definitely gonna get into that Pistons talk as well. Now, also we got to address another little situation that came out this week. Now,
before we move on, Michigan got Penn State coming up next. What's our thoughts on that game? Let you take it off, Willie.
Now, of course, we went from number 4 to number 5 in the rankings.
Mm-hmm.
We are at home. We play Penn State very well at home.
Mm-hmm.
The defense is on the rise.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at Penn State, if they cannot run the ball, they struggle.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really have not seen too many teams being able to run on Michigan. Yeah, long pass on Michigan. It's like I don't see Clifford's is gonna be in for a long one.
Listen, I know everybody giving Penn State this thing, right? But for one, they still got Clifford there. And them running backs are still young. You know what I'm saying? And this defense is peaking at the right time. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we had 7 sacks last game. Could have had more than that. And by 7 different guys. And I told y'all the last time, Yabi Oki, I'm telling you, as you can tell, his snaps is getting up more. That sack he got through, it wasn't nothing about no moves or nothing. It was straight through the guard's chest, bro. Like, straight through his chest.
And of course, Morris, he's starting to round into something.
That's another one too.
Morris, he's an animal.
Yeah, he is, and I'm definitely looking forward to this game. This is going to be a great game, but I believe because, like I said, Michigan going to have that home field advantage. They play Penn State very well at home. They're going to pull this out. I'm not yet to predict the score just yet. Maybe later on in the week, or a little pregame, I'll get you guys on the insight on that. Go ahead, Daryl.
I would say that this Penn State Michigan game, it's going to come down to me. I think it's going to come down who wins the turnover battle. Whoever wins the turnover battle, it's going to win the football game. And that's to me. That's what's going to come down to. Yeah, Michigan, that Penn State defense, they're gonna show out. But who's going to be the one that's going to win that turnover battle? Who's going to score off them turnovers? Who's going to and it could possibly be the special teams. Whose special teams is going to be better? That's what I
see. The one thing I say about that too, though, Daryl, and I feel good about that. Michigan has been good with the turnovers. I mean, JJ just recently threw his first pick, and our running backs are taking care of the ball. But on the opposite side, you can't say the same thing for Penn State. You know, even they star running back last game, he had 2 fumbles against Northwestern.
That's true.
And I
Mm-hmm.
think
That's true.
Clifford threw 2 picks. I think they had a total of 4 or 5 fumbles that game. Northwestern, if Northwestern had any inkling of offense, they could have won that game.
Yeah, that's true. But you know, they played. They played the games. You know, Michigan
Yeah.
can.
Right.
So,
Well, we'll definitely take advantage of them turnovers.
Most
sure.
definitely. Most
sure.
definitely.
So definitely looking forward to that next week. And of course, we're gonna talk about it next week. But we had some Pistons games this week that we could talk about, fellas.
hey,
Man.
Oh,
you went to the Teal gang, huh?
oh man, I love that. I love that T.O., man.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I'm getting ready for it. So of course we had 2 preseason games this week. First against the Knicks and against the Pelicans. Both of them didn't win, but the second game was better than the first. You know, the first game, it looked it as a lot of us, kind of predicted that it would be, as far as getting the guys acclimated. Didn't really, pan out. It was a kind of hard to watch them get blown out. Second game, you're starting to see a little bit of more of, what some of these guys can do. And there's still some guys out, because a lot of guys, we still haven't seen the guys from the trade that we got in the trade yet playing yet. So we really can't say what this rotation going to be. But looking at, what's been transpiring these last couple of games, what you guys got a feel when it comes to what you guys are seeing earlier on in this preseason?
You know what, man? I'm not gonna be like people. Oh man, we tanking again. We tanking again. You know what I'm saying? When I'm looking at it, man, I'm more just looking at it like, okay, what have guys been working on? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And these rookies we got, we got some gems, bro. You know, Ivy, Dern, them guys are coming to contribute early, man. You know what I'm saying? I just, the lineups, they kind of funky. You know what I'm saying? For lack of words, you know what I'm saying? The lineups are, a little weird or whatever the case is. But, I ain't ready to, jump off the ledge or nothing like that. But most definitely I want to see some consistent, see out of like Killian. I want to see where, okay, what you've been working on, in the off season. You know what I'm saying? Like first game, everybody was, all Killian. That first game, that second game, it was like he missed a couple of shots, man, and it just seemed like he gets in his head when his shot ain't falling or something. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, we was all looking for him to take lead in that summer league. You know what I'm saying? And this is like, look, man, it's the preseason, man. Put some shots up, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And Big A, this is an opportunity for him. Like I said, because like I said, we still haven't seen the other guys come in. Alex Burks, that's one of the guys that he's a real good shot. So, early on, this is where, in the summer, the people were saying like, okay, it's just a summer league. We don't need to see too much of anything. Now it's preseason. And
no, hold on. It was wait for training camp.
Wait for training camp. That training camp.
It was wait for preseason.
Preseason is here. It's like we can't keep on saying let's wait. We need to see something going with him. Stu, you're seeing what he's been working on.
Oh, hey, listen. A lot of people thought, he just put up a couple threes. No, that is a part of his game. That it ain't like he forcing them 3-pointers or nothing like that. That's a part of his game, man. Like,
yeah. So definitely, look forward to these guys, improving. And I would say this is like it has been a kind of a, lackluster kind of performance, I would say, out of Cade right now. You're not really seeing what we thought we would see out of Cade, but I believe with him it will come. Like I said, he's starting with another guard going into this season as well. So he has to get used to the stylings of Ivy, which Ivy has been showing some amazing signs, in my opinion, that he's going to be a problem getting
Ooh.
to that rack.
Mhm.
So once those guys mesh, it's going to be something special. But I think Ivy, like I said, I know people was anticipating seeing a lot more out of him. And I believe we will with these next up and coming games. I believe they're going to showcase him a little bit more too.
But this is the thing you can see though with Ivy though. You can see this. He is showing you, hey, I heard y'all talking about I can't shoot. You know what I'm saying? And he's showing you that. Like even with like Cade, he's showing you, hey, I could back somebody down and shoot over. So you can see the things to where it's like with Cade, I ain't worried about Cade because I already know when them lights come on, he gonna be ready to go. But you can see he out there trying to see like, okay, let me work on this. You know, let me work on that. What you seeing, Daryl?
I see. You know that they still got some growing pains. You know, some growing up to do. Killian, you know, he's gonna get better. I mean, it's this is the time that he needs to get it together now. Because I know the first year he was hurt. You know, he needs to get it together.
Year 4.
He doesn't get the year 4. If he doesn't get it together this year, then you know it's gonna be really tough for him to be in other different teams in the NBA. Let alone might be in the G League. You know, he might have to go back to France. So hopefully he'll get it together. But as far as Ivy, the only part I'm worried about Ivy. He gets to the basket great, like a Ja Morant, like a Derrick Rose. I'm worried about the injury. Yeah. I don't want him to be like another Derrick Rose. Because he gets to and he just needs to slow down a little bit. He needs to slow down a little bit. That's the thing. He's going a little bit too fast.
But you know, Daryl, guys like that, they can't. He's in that Ja Morant, that Russell Westbrook, that Derrick Rose type of mode. I mentioned that I believe last week that about Ivy, exactly what you said, Daryl, is I'm worried about it. Is that if you know you want to see that, but then you get scary if he gets up there and he comes down and be like, oh God, just don't be nothing major or don't get hurt because he goes hard in the paint.
It seemed like he was trying to pace himself a little bit, though, especially in that second half of the other day's game, though. And it seemed like he was testing himself properly, make sure he was doing not going overboard. But I feel like he also got that Donovan Mitchell with him, too, as well. Not just, you know, the other guys y'all mentioned. I think he has a little bit of Donovan Mitchell in him. And I think that's interesting. Yeah, he needs to kind of lean on that side. They can shoot and find his guys that can play good in transition. We know that, but he's also I can tell he ain't gonna make that many mistakes as people think he might be. Like he gonna be this wild cannon. I could see him being similar to Mitchell, but at a more faster pace. And I think him understanding that he needs to learn that, him showing signs of it the other day. I saw it.
Yeah. And that's coming with coaching. I think coach is going to let him know, like, you know, what we need out of him, and you know the importance that he's going to be to this team. And you know, I'm not too keen to him being injury prone. I haven't really seen him have it too many, but you can see it just by the style of play that he has. He could be close to it, but like I said, Daryl, like you said, it can scare you.
Don't forget Dennis Smith. He played above the rim too.
Yeah, so those type of guys is always going to be a worry. It's fun to watch, but it's definitely going to scare you.
You know, I just.
But would you brought up Russell Westbrook? But see, at least Russell Westbrook, when he's aggressive, you already know when he's aggressive, he goes to the basket. But he knows when the pace. He knows at the times when the pace sits up because he actually is a point guard. You know, versus when you had, like you said, with guys like, well, even with Derrick Rose, to me, Derrick Rose, he played the point guard position, but he was never really the true point guard. You get what I'm saying? He was never really true point guard. You know, like a Chris Paul and them guys. And he was so athletic, get up to the rack, and then it's just the knees. He's got hurt too much, and that's what I'm worried about. Ivy's plays a 2 guard. He's gonna play off the ball a lot. But I'm just worried about him when he gets to that rank. If he falls wrong on the run, it's just gonna be like I'm worried about. And I think the Pistons should be very cautious of that because of his type of style of play that he plays.
Most of the day.
That's what he needs to work on, trusting his vision too when he comes down the lane, because having that good vision, knowing when to step into a certain lane and not do something that's gonna make a difference.
Now, Dominic, you jumping the gun there a little bit. I'm glad you said something because we gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it. Of course, came out early this week. We was hearing the tales about Draymond and Jordan Poole getting into it at practice, and we seen that you go to state. They tried to play it down, like, listen, he apologized. They worked it out. They're moving past it.
It was an altercation.
It was, trying to make it seem like it was just a little, altercation with the little skibbity pat until that video was leaked. And man,
but here's my.
If you want to rock that Sparty at that point in time, my brother, that was the moment, because hey, listen, as bad as that was a good ass hit though. I can't lie.
But you know what? The media is blowing this way out of proportion, man.
As they will.
It's like my thing is though. It's like these guys had a heat. Whatever Jordan Poole said or whatever Draymond, it was a heated moment at practice. It's gonna be competitive. Guys gonna talk they mess because they trying to be competitive. They trying to win. And it's like, the next day you want to link the tape out. Oh yeah, I don't. Draymond knocked them out, but yeah, Draymond next day he apologized. He apologized for what he did. It was unacceptable. Now he said he's going to take a couple of days away from the team so he get his mind together and get some things together. I don't condone Draymond doing it, but this just blowing this out of proportion, man. They're gonna be cool. They're gonna be teammates. Come on, people made a big deal about the Kevin Durant and Draymond Green with stuff, man. Like, come on, man.
But see, the problem,
it's a heat of the moment.
Can I go, Willie? Can I go?
Hold on. I'm gonna let you go, but I just gotta address it. But the problem is, Daryl, is because Draymond has been an antagonist for so long that to see this is like a culmination of what everybody has already been perceiving about.
And it was a sucker punch too.
And it was something that, like you said, if he would, well, you know what? Go ahead, Big A. I'll let you go off. Go ahead.
So listen,
come on, Big A. I know you got it.
Listen, man. Listen. This is my thing, right? We don't play it on teams and stuff like that, right? And this where my issue came from. It was because this my thing, Draymond. Whatever was being said, right, was being said. You walked all the way across to where the man was at. He was walking him down. He pushed you off and looked away, right? And my thing is, me, Big Willie, and King was talking about this, right? My thing is, like I said, if it was me, it's like, I ain't finna just push you and look away. You know what I'm saying? But this my thing. We also had to take this into part, right? How many arguments had these guys had at practice, right? Who thinking they teammate finna steal off on them like that? Like, let's be honest here. Now, if you out here sucker punching your teammates, you're a horrible teammate. If anything, it should have been, look, if me and Big Willie in the locker room, we teammates, he done said something to the point where I feel like, hey, it's time for some fists. You being my teammate, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. Hey, we finna throw these hands.
Right.
And then just another thing. You got at least 40, 50 pounds on this dude. And this another thing. We done heard you in incidents where you didn't keep that same energy with people. Then people give you, it happened on the court. But there's some people that came to where you was at and you didn't keep that same energy. Wow, you are a 10-year vet. 10-year vet. This guy was his second, third year in the league.
Fourth year.
You know what I'm saying? And we already know y'all got the Michigan State banter or whatever the case is, right? And then I didn't like how people was trying to tarnish Poole, talking about how he had a bad attitude, this and that. You had
that ain't got nothing to do with what goes on in practice.
Exactly. Exactly. And then this is my thing, bro. The way, like, it would have even been worse because, I mean, me, Big Willie, and King talked about this. You could tell Poole was kind of knocked out for a little bit.
I think he was. I think he was knocked out.
And now this is my thing. He break his jaw or something. Then what we saying?
Mm-hmm.
But then when people come up in there like Gilbert Arenas, then what?
Come up there with the Pistons to the arena,
punch, bro. It was a sucker punch, bro. I don't care how nobody put it. You ain't finna say, "Oh, he pushed Draymond, so Draymond took off." It was a sucker punch, bro.
But you see, and like I said, Big A, I understand where you're coming from, and you know, like Jordan Poole. I mean, he had the right to push because you know Draymond got in his airspace.
Yeah.
You get in my airspace, I'm gonna push you off. You're not about to get in my airspace. You think I'm just gonna let you? I'm gonna push you off of me. Like I say, I don't condone what Draymond did. You know what I'm saying? Right. I don't condone that. But like I said, it's just the thing is this media just blowing this way out of proportion. And then they leak the video. It happens all the time to the teammates. I mean, look what happened with the situation with Aaron Donald with the helmet.
Right.
When the joint practice went,
but they not teammates though. Listen, hey, listen, opponents, you don't get Nathan. I'm taking off. LeGarrette Blunt when he fight on old boy in Oregon. Hey, you casualty of war. You know, even though he snuck him,
he snuffed him for real.
His teammate, bro. Come on, dog. Come on, bro.
I just think it's just way blown out of proportion.
And of course it is because like the media is not used to seeing that type of stuff. But guys, if you've been football, basketball, any type of practice, fights break out all the time. And the fact that,
go ahead.
The fact that, like you said, that leaked. You know, somebody, like I was joking with Big A, somebody was trying to get paid off of that because
bam. That's a fact, Dominique.
It was like I said, Daryl, I can't say, it was kind of blown out of proportion, but to see that, like at that, you know what I'm saying, at that, you know, that intensity of him throwing that punch, it kind of, it'll make anybody say, damn.
And this is my thing, right? This is my thing. How do you go back to being teammates after you got snuck?
Right, because they know what damn way you hit me that way, and I'm gonna accept an apology. You get stuck. It's just that simple.
And listen, me and Big Willie was talking about this. He tried to get political on me. I've been knowing this fool since we was 8, 9 years old. Listen, if Draymond would have hit Big Willie, listen, somebody would have had to get traded the next day. And then Big Willie, if it was Draymond that got traded to LA or whatever, Big Willie would have been sitting out there in an unmarked vehicle. Listen, it wouldn't have went, we back team. Because, dude, that type of stuff, bro, all trust is gone.
I'm be looking at you sideways all the time. I listen, and I tried to say, you know what, maybe I wouldn't, but yeah, I mean, Big A, no.
Nah, man.
I don't even do too much of talking back then. You know, listen, I'm matured now. I'm running, but seeing that, I know, like, listen, we just gonna have to fight a lot.
But listen, this is my satisfied thing. And what people was trying to say, well, Poole pushed Drake. Listen, this man came and put forehead to forehead and was backing this boy down. What is he doing to another man?
All that basketball smelly sweat just dripping down on you. I'll push him off too. You smell like,
come on, man.
You smelling like balls and Spalding. Don't be coming up on me, man.
And another thing with when the media was blowing this out of proportion.
Listen, let me ask you this question, Gerald. No, I told Willie that if you would have swung on me like, and Willie would tell you, listen, man, Willie would be like, what's dude in Family Guy and the chicken, the dad and the chicken? I feel like
it's on site every time. You get that look like.
Listen, I'm all for it, bro. Listen, I done been in shoving matches and stuff like that at practice and all that, right? but I'm not sneaking my teammate, bro. Listen, if I walk up, like, you walking somebody back and another man down like that, what did you expect him to do?
And that's the thing about it, Big A, that which I kind of agree with you on, is because I believe Draymond knew that he can do that to him.
There you go. You go.
And for me,
fake bullying. Like I said, fake bullying.
Just the kind of guy I am. If I know that I can beat you, or if I'm bigger than you, I'm at least, and this is just me, I'm gonna give you an opportunity. We're gonna do, because I don't want nobody to say, oh, Big Willie snuck me or he caught me off guard. No, I'm gonna give you a fair one, and then I'm gonna leash on you after that. But like you said, because there were incidents with Draymond with other guys and players that he hasn't done that to, and he does that not only to somebody smaller than him, but to his teammate at that moment. It's a give and tell about Draymond. Like, dude, you knew you can do that. That kind of was
bro.
That was kind of a sucker move on that one, a little bit.
And that's why I was saying it was some fake bullying, because you're not gonna sit up here and tell me on how him and KD was arguing on the sideline that no arguing was going on in practice. But he wasn't gonna walk up to KD and put his forehead on KD and back him down like that.
Or Boogie Cousins.
He wasn't gonna do that to neither one of them.
Hey, Tristan Thompson.
we heard that tale, but like I said, this one is going to be difficult to spin.
Steven Adams, you had to kick him in the balls low key in the game.
But this one definitely is going to be. It's going to take some PR, and it's going to take some. It's going to take some.
Yeah, the NBA, they're not going to get involved, and they're going to like Golden State. They're going to handle it internally. Draymond's going to get the big fines, possibly. Don't.
I don't think he's going to get a big fine, but yeah. But at the same time, I would say this though. Like I said, only reason why people is in uproar is because of that video. But that is an issue because, like I said, that was a closed practice. And Draymond, when he did his press conference, he did bring up a point about, that video leaking. Like, what are we in there running sets? Somebody recording, like, that's a problem in itself as well. Because, like, even that it was wrong that it came out, it was wrong it happened, and it, we seen that, it came out. That's still an issue in itself.
Yeah, but then this is my thing, though, right? This is my thing, right? Say Jordan Poole got hit like that, right? And then it got out, just a little small, blah, 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 right? And then something else happened. And then Jordan Poole come in there like Gilbert Arenas. Not Jordan Poole looking like he the crazy one. You get what I'm saying? Like, to me, I just feel like, and then that's my thing with Draymond. If you saying that means you was comfortable with doing that because you figured it wouldn't have got out. I don't think Draymond retiring a Warrior. I'll tell you that.
He'll still be there. That's just me, but he'll still be there.
Okay.
But and then another thing too, I saw I can't remember what it was, either Get Up or it was one of those shows on ESPN, and one of the reporters had the nerve to say, "Oh, they want to try to compare this almost similar like the Ray Rice situation." They say, "Wait a minute, first of all, come on now."
No, I didn't know what they were saying. I saw that. No, what they were saying, Daryl, because if you remember when it was first that he had a domestic
he didn't get in trouble.
Yeah, he did get in trouble. When that video came out, and that's the same thing with this, because it was heard that it was an altercation. But when you see the video, man, that makes it worse.
Yep, I think that's you're right. That was a comparison. Like, as I said, they fined him, kind of gave him a little
slap on the wrist.
And then when that video came out, he's gone forever.
Oh yeah,
they had to clean it up quick, and that's what I think they was. People was trying to say what needed to happen to Draymond, but like I said, I still feel that's as bad as that was. That's still an internal issue. Like I said, it happened at practice. That type of stuff happens at practice. That's not the first time somebody
get snuck though, bro.
Listen. Chris Child said they did that all the time back in New York, and Chris Child, he ain't got no problem hitting nobody with a two-piece.
What Chris Childs was saying, like scrapping or whatever the case is. I mean, for goodness sake, Chris Child's on the team with Oakley, so you already know what's going down. You know what I'm saying? But like, Oakley ain't finna sneak you. You know it's coming.
Now, wait. Did Chris Childs sneak Kobe in the game? Was that a sneak move when he gave him the 2-piece on the chin?
Oh yeah,
What?
yeah,
No,
man.
Kobe. What the? Come on, man.
Kobe,
No, Kobe
hit with a little bow, and then Chris Childs
No,
said,
yeah,
boop,
Kobe
boop.
tried to be slick, and he was messing with somebody who ain't give a care about his status. That's what that was.
Hit him with that
Kobe
2-piece.
tried to be slick with Chris Childs, and Chris Childs let it. I'm a man, dude.
Let it loose on him, man.
Yeah, Kobe tried to come on now. Kobe tried to come in with the fake elbow. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
Yeah,
but like I said,
I just think, man, you know, it's Draymond. He said he's gonna take some time off, you know, so a few days off, wait for the team, get his mind back together. And, you know, what Golden State gonna do to him internally, he's gonna pay the price for it. It's gonna be hard for Jordan Poole to trust Draymond Green. It's gonna be hard for that trust. And I think they still move forward. Golden State is still gonna be the team. They still gonna be they are the defending champs. But I
listen,
mean,
bro.
it's
but
gonna
I
be
got
tough.
Listen, let me tell you something. There's no way Jordan Poole could play against me if I'm in the league, bro. There's no way, bro. You better not be on the court at the same time as Draymond. You better not be sitting next to like the and this is the thing with that video coming out, bro. You don't put so much pressure on Jordan Poole, bro.
Well, Big Ed, I thinking, and this is where my thought process just went to. I think it's more likely going to be more pressure on Draymond than it is on Poole, and this is why I say that.
I know where you're about to go
because of how Draymond Green plays and how he acts is very aggressive. And now you see this man do this, and the league was already short on Draymond as is. It's going to call. He's going to have to remake himself because for one, he's playing for a contract too. So other teams are going to see is this is what we got to deal with. Being in the training camps, in the practice, we got to deal with this. We already see. We thought it was just him doing the antics on the court. Now we're seeing that he's doing that in practice. So now he's going to have to redefine himself, and that may affect his game. Completely.
But think about this too, Willie. Think about this, right? What added put yourself in Jordan Poole's feet right now, right? This situation it happened at practice, right? Nobody hopped in between it, nothing like that, right? You get snuck, right? And it's kept internally, right? Because it's like, oh, it was an altercation. They trying to deal with it internally. Now the video gets out. Dude, the trash talk he's finna endure. I'm pretty sure he ain't been on social media. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
Jordan Poole
what if he succumb to that pressure?
He gonna have to hit somebody.
Like he gotta do something.
He gonna have to hit somebody.
And that's what I'm saying. Come on, Big Willie. Jordan Poole going against Patrick Beverly. You think Patrick Beverly ain't finna say nothing? The worst of what he can say.
That's the thing is that's going to be more on Draymond to me than Jordan Poole because now that he knows that they're going to come at the Jordan Poole, he's going to have to protect Jordan Poole more than ever.
But this is the thing, Big Willie. How many people went out and did something because they got peer pressure or they just got tired of? Like, man, at the end of the day, we got to remember these guys are men at the end of the day outside of being a professional. And when you feel like something you just got snuck like that, dude, like, come on, man. Especially when you probably been privy to other things and stuff like that happen to other people.
Yeah. Well, we're going to have to see. Yeah. It definitely could, cause a little bit of either it could bring them together and them come with a force, or it could just really, it really could hover over them for the entire season. We're going to have to wait and see. But enough on that because we got guys on this end and, within our organization that we got to look forward to seeing and see what's going on. So these next up and coming preseason game is going to be telling of, what's to come because we still got to figure out what this rotation going to be. And I believe I have to go back to it. To me, I believe this is like the most important preseason for Killian because, like I said, with a guy like Alex Burks being here, and you guys last year was always saying about how Kojo took away the minutes from Killian, even though Killian has had every opportunity to claim that throne. Is now that he's already he already took the seat and gave it to Ivy. Now it's the point in time whether he's going to take that part as, is he going to be that 6-man or that backup guard, or is he just going to be a rotational player? I think this is like, out of all the players right now, I think it's on him right now, in my opinion, in this preseason to show whether or not, you know, what he's going to be for this team, if he's going to still be with this team for the future.
Hey, listen, it's hard for me to focus with Dominique.
Dominic needs to shut up, man.
And 0-16 in these dang on comments, bro. 0-16 said Draymond would have to move to Mars if he sucker punched him like that, man. And then here comes Dominique, man. Like, but no, you know, on a serious note, I mean, to me, you know, somebody asked earlier, right? You got Beef Stew, Sadiq, and Killian, right? And it's like they were saying, out of those three, who you see not being on this team? I mean, like I say, next year, I mean, the Pistons picked up those options, right?
Yes, they did.
And I mean, you got this year and next year. And to be honest, we all know who at the bottom of those three is Killian. You know what I'm saying? Even before going into this draft, I didn't think the Pistons was going to be looking at a guard, right? Because I'm like, man, they trying to give Killian the keys, right? But then, you know, Ivy felt there. And then we were able to get Durant too. You know what I'm saying? But out of those three, you have to be honest with yourself.
But, you know, let me hold on. I got to address this because what he's saying is good, but it's not elite. He's not right now. He's not doing nothing that we can't get out of any other guard, you know, to be able to, you know, to sustain something that's going to move the needle. To me, he's not doing that much to move the needle. Like, we could get anybody to pass the ball and play some defense. We need that. We need that. You know, we need that offense, and that's what we're just saying. We need him to be more aggressive on that offensive end, to make it worth the while, man.
You know, my thing about it, man, is just like I say, out of those three, you know, you had Sadiq and Stewart who made first team all rookie teams, right? And then it's like, you know, Stu had to be the everything for us in the middle, right? And then he come into year 3, he's showing that he can consistently hit a 3-pointer, right? Then you got Sadiq. You know, I mean, he dropped 50 one game, but he showed you, hey, I'm more than a shooter. I could do this off the dribble, you know, all of that. Killian is just the one to where it's just like, what are you doing offensively? Because, I mean, I know a lot of people like to talk about his defense, but let's be honest. He ain't locking there nobody up. Like, it ain't like he just, hey, I'm going to put you on Trae Young, you're going to hold him to 5-10 points. I'm going to put you on Donovan Mitchell, you hold him to 10 points. And he has to be able to do that on that other end, unless, you know, he just going to kind of be in that bench role or
rotation player.
Exactly. That rotation player.
And that's where, you know, I was trying to make
but you don't draft the person at number 7 to be a rotation player.
No.
Not at all. But we're going to see, hopefully, like I said, he makes that transition become consistent, because it's not only going to help him, but it's going to help this young Pistons team that we're looking forward to seeing playing this season. And, you know, making some things happen. So I definitely going to look forward to these next upcoming preseason game, as well as the season up and coming, man. We like what? You know, 10 days away?
10 days away, yeah.
What you feeling, Daryl?
I'm feeling, I like I said, I agree everything that Big Willie is saying, and you, Big A as well. Yeah, is he gonna be that guy? Is he gonna be that rotation player, or he's gonna be that guy that's can come off that bit, the first and second guy come off that bench, and that's gonna develop his offensive game? Yes, he taught that defense is okay, but he like you said, he ain't gonna stop. It ain't like he's stopping Not Donovan
Right.
Mitchell is the Cavalier now. You know, and it's like you got all these other guards out there, man, in the East and the West. So it's just, you know, he's just got to make that. He got to either make that step this year, or he's just gonna be at the end of the bench, be the almost like the 12th man. So,
Well,
yeah, it's. I mean, we gotta be honest. I mean, everybody, we want Killian, you know, to pan out.
mm-hmm.
It's just, it's like at a point to where they want them. Hey, shoot the ball, man. Go out there. I mean, because the only way all shooters will tell you, the only way you're gonna become a better shooter is putting up more shots.
yep.
You know, and like I say, you got summer league, training camp, and preseason to get those type of things done.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, if he missed one or two, man, he's just in his head. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and that's the thing. He gotta get out of his head. If you miss some shots, keep shooting until you're gonna get that rhythm. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get that rhythm.
Well,
Once that first shot falls in, you know what I'm saying, second shot, now the confidence is getting there. So I think, like you said, you know, he can't just hang his head on. He just missed one or two shots, and his confidence is down. You know, keep shooting till you miss. And another thing I want to address too is one thing: the Pistons need to address a little bit more on the size, because Isaiah Stewart is going to be going up against guys like Zion. It's going to be going up against guys like Giannis. It's going to be going to, like, you know, bigger guys.
Hey,
you know, Nerlens Noel.
Did you see Durant? Did you see Durant? Now man.
Listen,
Durant is yes, but I'm saying, like, what's happened? Say injuries or when foul trouble happens. You know what I'm saying? You got I seen what Zion did with Isaiah Stewart. And Isaiah
Gerald, you kind of wrong on that. They drafted Hunter. He was a starter with Houston. He left and then came back on that championship team.
That's a fact. I was gonna
clear that up.
I was gonna get to that one too. I was gonna get to that one too.
Yeah.
But this is the thing you got to remember with Stu though, Daryl. He's a 4, man. He's not a 5. He just was playing there because we really didn't have nothing else. That's why, you know, you bring in the Nerlens Noel. That's why you go, you do. I don't know what freaking hoodoo, you know, Troy Weaver pulled, and we was able to get Durant. But hey, listen, they getting there. They getting there.
I'm just worried about
like
that
I said,
size.
people got to remember when Beef Stew, and listen, he was the third later pick. Beef Stew, per pick wise, he has lived past his expectations now.
Yes,
like I say, remember, he was first team all rookie.
Yeah, he was. He was. But I'm just worried about the size, especially when you go up against a Zion, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and, you know, other guys, Joel Embiid.
Honest though, that'd be a Durant and Nerlens type thing. He won't be checking them. I mean, last year he had to. We didn't have anybody.
You're right. I'm just saying, like, barring would just say, I hope that, you know, not knocking on wood, you know, so hope no injuries with Durant or Nerlens. And Nerlens, well, he's always been injury prone, but when he's healthy, he's pretty good. But I'm just saying, I'm just worried about the size, especially when you playing against Embiid and
Marvin. You gotta chill, man. You gotta chill, bro.
Come on, man. We Kimba alone.
Hey, so I do want to get to this though question that was asked by Banks. You know, who do y'all think getting traded this season? You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the thing about it is with Troy Weaver, you know, Kimba is still on the roster. You know, they still got some cuts to make before the season. I mean, we didn't see that Kelly Olynyk thing happening. We got picks.
I think it depends on how the season goes, you know.
Yeah.
If we're in contention to, you know, make a little playoff push, I can see us trying to make a trade, you know, add somebody that can help us make that push. Who we trade, of course, it's going to be somebody off that bench. I'm not sure yet. Or if we're not in contention, is there guys on that bench that we can trade off to be able to get some capital for? So that's always going to be in the air. It just depends on whether we're going to be in contention or not.
Right.
Mhm.
And then I mean, with the Wizard, the dang magic tricks Troy Weaver do, man, you just never know, man, because that trading up and us getting Durant, which Big Willie will tell y'all, Durant was number 3 on my draft board, because like I say, I just didn't think we was gonna go get Ivy. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't even think
I think we had talked about like having a Ivy Durant type of a draft. If we could pull it off, if Troy Weaver can work his magic, and he ended up doing it, and we ended up getting
but
both, so.
I was like, me, like I say, Durant was number 3. So I was like, on my draft board, it was, hang, I just threw a blank. What's the kid that went to Houston? I forgot his name. All right.
Jalen Green.
No.
He talking about what's my man's name?
Come on, y'all.
From Auburn?
From Auburn.
All right.
Yeah, it was him, then Banchero, then Durant for me.
Yeah.
But like with us getting Ivy and Durant, come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, so answer this question for Banks. Only how I would trade for Jay Crowder is if it's like Jabari Smith is the guy. Jabari Smith.
Yeah. There we go.
If if this is like a contract year for Jay Crowder, if he's the last year of his contract and we in playoff contention, then I would do a Jay Crowder type of trade. But if not, then no. But
I think Jay Jay Crowder. I mean, we kind of already got that with Boban with a 3-pointer.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, not.
But would you trade for him? I'll say, if he can add depth, I would. But like you're right.
Hey, but listen, to those people that they was just saying this preseason, Boban came over here and let you know, hey, I'm coming for some minutes.
Oh yeah. That's
Wow. I want to touch on.
Yeah. Bogdanovich is definitely is here to show his veteran presence, man. So definitely look forward to the season. What's going to transpire, man.
The only thing is, I say from the preseason so far for me is I take it with a little grain of salt. Like for me, the season don't really begin personally till March, because I know that's when the Pistons hit that gear, and you start seeing everything they've been working on collide together. I think they still go kind of start off a little bit sluggish this year, like they have been, because they're still real young and they still got not a lot of new people coming with the team. So I just want to kind of get people to understand, like, hold the emotions that somebody ain't dropping 35 every game by game 1, because it's kind of a rhythm thing. Like basketball and football, those are real rhythm type of game sports to play, man. You can't come out here and expect for somebody to drop 30. So when we start calling people bust the first 3 games, I'm letting people know ahead of time. Slow your roll. They're young. They just barely got a couple of vets on the team. Let them get to know each other.
I can agree with you on that to a certain degree, but I can't say I would take it with a grain of salt, because we got to get a rotation going. And guys got to show what this preseason, what they can bring, because once the season starts, you're going to cut down to 10 guys playing normally. So to say that's the only thing I would disagree with. Now, giving them time to develop and get their mojo going and get their chemistry going, I agree with you on that one, Nomas. But I'm not going to go with the. I'm tired of hearing the youth and the inexperienced thing, man. We got some guys that could do some things, in my opinion. I don't, I'm just tired of hearing that, man.
I get that, but I'm saying, like, it's not like we got several. It's not like we about to start. What's my man, Kemba Walker, and then somebody else out there. It's a bunch of. It's still kids, though. Like, you can't expect them to come in and be perfect off the rip. I think they'll be better than they were last year, and I think that's just where I'm at with it. Like, I ain't saying like I'm okay with them just sucking and then just not showing any progression, but no, that's not where I was coming from.
Now, to the Scoot Henderson thing, Sue, that would mean we have to be tanking again, because he's gonna be like, one of the top 2 to 3 guys being drafted this year. So to do that, to make that happen, it means that we had an awful season. So
again.
I'm not doing it. Nah.
Yeah, I can't
No, I
contest
can't do that.
us getting back down in that
Mm-mm.
top 3 draft lottery again.
Nah,
Yeah,
bro.
nah, come on, y'all. We ain't doing that. No.
I know people mesmerized by him, and the tanking for Victor is officially started. That boy is special now. That boy is special
Ooh,
now. I ain't gonna lie.
man.
I can't lie. That boy is yeah.
To,
It's
to, for
something.
his, for his ability, for his size, that could put the ball on the floor, that could shoot for any man.
Hey,
Ooh.
not to cut you off, Dub, I want to give an update, y'all. You know how much we appreciate everybody coming kick it with us, right? And we
Mm-hmm.
also had mentioned, about us, what our upcoming raffles coming. So I told y'all we was working on some things behind the scenes, some things that we want to give up in our raffles. And this is so perfect with the season coming up that I just want to give y'all a couple updates, man. But subscribe, share, please get it out. I
Trying to
know
get
a
to that
couple shows
500 mark,
ago,
man.
I told y'all we was working on completing the 88 and 89 championship starting 5 autograph team for y'all guys. And this is something that we want to raffle off when we get to 1,000 subscribers. So I just want to give y'all an update on that. That is complete. We got the Isaiah Thomas jersey patch autograph. We know that's the starting point guard of the 88-89 team.
Mm-hmm.
We got the Joe Dumars autograph. That's a hollow.
Yeah.
Got the Mark Aguirre autograph.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Got the Rick Mahorn autograph.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord.
And we also got the Bill Lambert patch autograph. So your 88 and 89 championship autograph starting 5 is complete. But I want to keep going. I want to keep showing y'all some stuff. And we also working on the 89-90. So I want to show y'all some of that too. We got. Oh, also I forgot a person that's also wasn't a starting person, but we also got the Adrian Dantley also autograph.
Oh, okay.
Listen, we got 2 more Isaiah Thomas autograph, and these are also numbered. We have another autograph, Mark McGuire, which that's also a reflective hollow. We got John Sally autograph. Another Rick Mahorn. And we also got another Bill Lambert. So for the 88, 89, 89, 90, the only one we missing is Dennis Rodman. And I'm working on getting that. But also, when we get to 500 subscribers, we letting this loose. We have the 2004 starting Pistons championship team jersey patch cards. So when we get to 500 subscribers, we're gonna do it live on here. We're gonna raffle this off, and you gotta be in the stream to win this. So you got your Chauncey Billups jersey patch, Rip Hamilton, Tayshaun, Sheed, and Ben Wallace. So we letting that go when we get to 500 subscribers. That's gonna be autograph. That's gonna be given away. And then even when we get to the 1,000, how we gonna do either the 88, 89, or 89? We're gonna also do a 2004 championship autograph. You see 2 Chauncey's there,
Mm-hmm.
2 Rips there autograph. Listen, we got 2 Tayshons, and these is his rookies.
Mm-hmm.
And we got 2 Sheeds. One is numbered, other one not. And she just started doing autographs, so these was hard. I ain't even gonna lie to you on that one. And then we got 2 Ben Wallace's autographs.
Oh
So
yes,
please, like, subscribe, and we still have other stuff to cut. We giving away.
Yeah.
Big Willie got tickets he giving away this year to the game.
I'm trying,
Like,
but they ain't trying to get them, man.
Listen, we got Xboxes and PlayStations that's coming up. We got to get these likes and these subscribers. Cause like I say, man, we appreciate y'all coming to kick with us. We
Most
love
definitely.
talking sports. We want to build this community, man, towards like y'all come kick it with us. And not only is when y'all come kicking in with us, we giving away stuff too. Everybody, man, we got
You don't
so
get
much stuff.
you don't get that, you know, too many other little podcasts I see. So
Listen, I ain't never seen it.
Hey.
Listen, I'll be the first one. I'm gonna say this. I don't watch a lot of sports shows. We sports. The new one 0-6. Don't play us like that. PlayStation 5. Come on, man. What you talking about, man? It was better credit than that, man.
Indeed.
But listen, I done been on a lot of streams, and like you say, you spend a lot of time, man. And we wanna give stuff away because I know, as you know, me, I always been a collector, always been into like cards and all that type of stuff. So, and I know a lot of people feel like, hey, I might not be able to get my hands on something like that. Hey, come kick it with W3Kingz and you're going to get your hands on. I'm telling you, man, Willie got so much stuff he giving away. King got stuff he giving away. Listen, and what we going to do also, because I know we done went to games and stuff like, man, we ain't see y'all. We're going to start posting where we sitting at, man, to make it that much easier.
Oh, yeah. Holla at your boy for sure, man. This is about to be a fun one. Listen, man, we coming up on 2 hours, man. We've been kicking it today. This has been another great show, man. Definitely enjoy you guys coming on. Appreciate you, Nomus and Daryl, man, for jumping in with us, man. And King's absence, man. Get well soon, King. I'll be there at your crib to hit you in the jaw real soon, man. We definitely having a fun night, man. Listen,
one for me too.
we definitely gonna get this wrapped up, man. So, final thoughts, man. Big A.
Come to me last.
Nomus, you got any final thoughts, bro?
Yeah, man. Tough loss today, but we go try to end this Sunday on a good note. Like I said, follow me. Y'all know I've been posting a lot lately, and also follow W3Kingz. And I know y'all forgot to mention Cultural Detroit. How could y'all do that?
Oh, we ain't forget yet. Of course, I'm gonna bring that up. When it's my turn. But go ahead. Appreciate you, Nomus.
And of course,
But no, like where can they follow you at? You told them to follow you. Follow you where?
Oh yeah, give us your info, brother.
Yeah, follow me on Instagram at NomeJ10. Follow me on Twitter at NomusJ1, Nomus Johnson 1. Sorry, and then of course my YouTube channel is NomusJ. And while that being said, I guess I can end it with this: King, get well, but bro, you better give me my stuff. Give me my stuff, King.
Hey, Nomus, when you see him, hit him in the jaw like Drake.
Right in the jaw. Right in the jaw. Daryl, man, what you got for us, brother, man?
Hey, man, final thoughts. Tough loss for the Lions. It was a bad loss. It's the real first bad loss of the season. They're going. It's a good thing they're going into the bye week. The guys have been hurt, get healed up. I think after the bye week, they play the Cowboys, I believe. They play the Cowboys.
Yes.
That's going to be a tough one, but they got 2 weeks to regroup. First, Michigan football, like I said, they got a big game coming up against Penn State. It's going to be a real game. Like I said earlier, it's going to come down to win the turnover battle. Who's going to play better. Michigan State, we got Michigan State basketball coming up, so we got that, and then I'm looking for the last few of the preseason games for the Pistons, and shout out to the Los Angeles Clippers, baby. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. Big A. You already know Big A. Come on,
we ain't about to go into that again.
I got a bone to pick with Daryl, man. This dude, he got to be from 7 Mile because he's slick, and it took me a little bit to pick up on it. But you realize how he threw them Eagles in there early? Oh, they 5-0. I forgot.
5-0, baby.
Yeah, he is the Eagle fan.
He started. They said Jalen Hurts. Hey, I'm like, dude, ain't nobody talking about Jalen Hurts. Where this coming from? It just hit me. Hey, no. The Eagles tough, man. Hey,
Yes,
listen,
they are.
the Eagles took 2 people that the Lions could have had taken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they reaping the benefits of that too. Big A, man, what's your final thoughts, bro?
They also got 2 ball players too.
You
Slay.
know, the Lions, man, is just I'm not ready to give up on the season. I'm not saying that, but with Brad Holmes, you can't mess up this draft, bro. This one coming up. And also, I want to say, Anton, we do got some Zions too that's gonna be unloaded. But like I said, you guys have to like and subscribe.
And
W3Kingz.
share.
Also subscribe to Everything King. Like and subscribe and share. Listen, we got some John Morants. Listen. We got some K jersey patch rookie cards. Some Scotty Barnes jersey patch rookie cards. Evan Mobley jersey patch rookie cards. Like, we got some stuff we're gonna be giving away, but we got to get these subscribers up, y'all.
You got some Kawhis, right? You got some Kawhi Leonards, right?
I ain't got his rookie card, but I got some Kawhis. I got something really special for you, Daryl, and you earned it, bro. I got something special for you, bro.
Hey, I want to see y'all guys when the Pistons play the Clippers at LCA like last year when them Clippers got it done with that comeback win. All 3 of us down there.
Had that old grimy Bobby murder out there.
I will be there.
But no, Pistons. I just want to see some growth from the previous year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I say, my prediction for them was either in the play-in or outside of that. Anything less than that, man, I'm like, dang, what are we doing?
Right. Man, Dominique, stop it, man. Come on, man. I want Antonio not tough right now.
We're going to beat Penn State. We're going to pull that one out. It is going to be interesting to see what State going to do with Wisconsin. That's going to be interesting. Other than that, man, we appreciate y'all hanging with us, man. Big Willie.
Indeed. So, of course, Noma's trying to beat me to the punch. I got to make sure we give a shout out to our official sponsor, Culture Detroit, located down at the Avenue of Fashion, 19327 Living Noise. If you ever guys go down there, it's not just Culture Detroit, but they got a lot of black-owned stores down at that location that you guys need to check out. But if you ever guys do travel down there, go down that strip, make sure you pop in, say what up, though, to them. Let them know that W3Kingz sent you. My final thoughts is, of course, the Lions made me drink today, but I believe I'm sobered up now. And it's just going to be interesting rest of this season to see how from top to bottom what they're going to do to try to rectify what's been going on. Pistons are looking forward to seeing what this preseason and these matchups are going to look like. See what growth is going to come, and look forward to that home opener, which your boy will be in the building. As of course, Michigan, keep doing what they're doing. I know we're kind of complaining a little bit, but when you're going for perfection, that's going to come. With that being said, like I said, we've been over 2 hours now, man. We enjoyed you guys for rocking with us this long. Appreciate you, Nomas. Appreciate you, Daryl, for joining us tonight. You guys make sure y'all are safe. Enjoy your families.
And I just want to say one more thing right quick,
sir.
Man. And listen, I'm going to be another thing too, man. I'm going to show love for the Detroit Red Wings, man, this year. I'm going to go down to a couple of their games this year, man, because I think Steve Eisman is going to get Hockey Town back to where it should be. Indeed. So I'm going to be down to the LACA this year for the Red Wings game as well.
Indeed. So we definitely got to show these Detroit teams some love, man. So with that being said, W3Kingz out, baby.
Peace. Go green, go white.
Don't do that on my show.
I ain't letting you get that one off, Daryl.